and welcome to the DVB Newsroom. I'm Nora. Joining me in the studio today is Moneli, the Joint General Secretary at the Women's League of Burma and the former Secretary General of the Kachin Women's Association, Thailand. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
Could you tell us a bit about your work with the Women's League of Burma? When and how did you become its Joint General Secretary?
Women's League of Burma is the umbrella organization comprised with 12 different ethnic women organizations. So this WLB is founded in 1999. Since then, my mother organization, Kachin Women Association Thailand, KWAT, is one of the co-founding members. So that's why since then we are actively working with WLB together with the other women organization. So then every 2 years we have a congress. Now is the 3 year, the congress term is extending. So then every congress term we have to send to to join this election for the secretariat team. So then in 2022 I also one of the represent from my mother organization to send for the elected I'm one of the elected the secretariat team member.
So what motivated you to take on this leadership role within the Women's League of Burma?
Yeah, this area, the women from Burma is also suffering a lot and also directly impact of the conflict. So that's why I'm also the one of the conflict affected person. So that's why I also really strongly stand on the ethnic equality and also for the justice and peace. So that's why this my organization, Women's League of Burma, the goal and the mission and every activity is also directly the same what I really want to work for my country. So this is impressed me to join this organization.
Yeah, the Women's League of Burma celebrated its 25th anniversary in December, where it shared a 9-point political declaration. What did this signify?
There is a very important point, not only for women community, but also for the minority and also the ethnic people. So then this 9 point is also including the promoting the women participation and also to respect to the women, not only women's right, but also the human rights and also the equality. So then when we are talking about the federalism, sometimes most of the, federalism, especially the political, the leader are the men. So that's why as our women organization, WLB is also fighting for all kinds of fighting against all kinds of dictatorship, including the patriarchy. So that's why we have to ensure this all of the things to include in this 9 point. So then that is what we move forward for genuine federal democracy in the country.
So how different groups have responded to the declaration, both at the community level and among international partners?
We have a lot of the challenges responding on this politic issue, especially this. Our one of our team for this year is the feminist federalism. Why we are talking about the feminists? This is very important for genuine peace and transforming the genuine federal democracy in our country, because most of the our activity, including directly the politic issue, is leading by the men, and also most of the men leader not really understand about the ground situation and what happened to the children, the women and elder people, and also the community and also the civilians. So now there is ongoing the war crimes and crimes against humanity, and also women being raped by the army, and also this kind of thing is ongoing happening in the ground. So as WLB is we already announcing we are one of the politic women organization. Why we are announcing this politic women organization is as women should actively work for the political change. because of to have the genuine peace in our country. Long year, more than 70 years is ongoing the conflict, civil war happening, so never end. So that's why as women have to stand up and work for these things, and also to have the genuine peace and to find the justice to all of the, not only the women survivor but also for the community and also the civilians now. Yeah.
How long have you been working on human rights in Myanmar, and when did you first get involved with the Kachin Women's Association Thailand?
More than 18 years I work for women rights field. So because I'm also one of the the human rights abuse by the military and also the community. So in our society is also like women have to work house work or something like that. This kind of the stereotype. I'm growing up this kind of the society, and also men dominate. Every decision making a person is making by decision by the men. So that's why sometimes this kind of their decision is not fair and not justice, especially for the women. So that's why I really want to against this thing, especially for the justice and peace. And also I have heard a lot of the cases, including the sexual violence that committed by the Tamado. So then the survivor, including the girl, and also a lot of cases I had when I was young. So that's why I really want to fight for this, and also for equality, and also really want the peaceful country in our society. So that's why I started, join since 2002, my organization, Kachin Women Association Thailand. Then I'm part of, already part of the WLB. So that's why I have to continue what I really want to do for my country and my people.
And looking back on your journey in human rights advocacy, how has your understanding and approach evolved?
It is also since we start working this the human rights and also women rights. When we approach to the community, especially the community leader, it is very difficult to approach because they don't want to hear about the women rights and women participation. They are just different understanding on the women participation. They are just feeling like women are just one like the position or something like that. Actually, it is not. So, however, at the same time, we also doing the advocacy, lobby, and then they give awareness and also consultation meeting with the community member and community leader. So then they start understanding about the situation and what we really want to work, and then our proposing the idea and something like that. So then they start supporting to us. But it is not really, it is until now we have to fight for this thing. And international side is also, mostly they are more, give favor to the men leader. So when we are working for politics and the peace process, but they are just looking at the women's organization is like, women, they are working for children, they are working for, something very small thing or something like that. But however, as the WLB, our member organization is really strong and taking very strong role for the community, not only the community, respond the community need, but also standing for the political change. So that's why finally, some of the international, community is that understanding and support to us. So, but it is still a lot of challenges and very risky for doing this thing,
The Kachin Women's Association Thailand recently released its report "Sold to China" about the trafficking of women in Myanmar for forced marriage in China. How has this problem worsened since the 2021 military coup?
This human trafficking issue is a big problem, a big challenges for the not only Kachin community, no, but also especially who are very close to the China border, the Ang women's and also the Burmese and the other, all of the women's community are directly facing this kind of the challenges. They will be anytime they can be the victim of the human trafficking. So since 2003 and 4, as KWAT started doing the research on this, the human trafficking happened in the Kachin area. So then we released the first report called the Driven Away in 2005. Since then, there is also, spreading this human trafficking is happening because of our country, according to our research and our data, because of the ongoing the conflict and also, the land grabbing and a lot of human rights violation happen in the ground. So that's why women are one of the victim of the human trafficking. So then it is more seriously happening since then. And now, after this military attempt, the coup happened again in the country. So then it is also very easy to bring the, the women's and the civilians. Like now is everything, the economy, everything is collapsed. And there is no justice and also no one take care to the people. So that's why in that situation it's more easier to become, the victim of the human trafficking. So that's why this kind of, the situation, now is the high risk of the, human trafficking is also in our area. Yes.
So what do you see as the most important actions needed? I mean, both in local communities and at the international level?
Most of our member organization, WLB member organization, is also working for awareness raising to the community, including human trafficking awareness activity, and also running the safe house to give support to the survivor, including the human trafficking and also the other gender-based violence, the survivor and who are really need to give support them, like emergency support, counseling, and all kinds of, very important support to the survivor through the safe house. So then that is also very important to give support them. At the same time, we also have the consultation meeting with the community leaders. So this problem, the human trafficking problem, is only one organization, two organizations cannot eliminate all kinds of this issue. So then we have to collaborate and work together to end this kind of the gender-based violence and human trafficking case happen. So that's why we give awareness and consultation meeting with them and bring these voices to the policy making body. So then this kind of thing is we have to do in the, we call the bottom-up approach method to have the strong policy for this issue. And then at the same time, the international community role is also very important because they have to do a lot of the, supporting and also morally or financially or technically, they have to do a lot. And also they can engage directly the government to government. So for example, this human trafficking happen in the Kachin area is directly linked to the Chinese government. So that's why the international community direct, engage with the G2G, engagement is also really affect to end, to combating this kind of the human trafficking things. So then a lot we need supporting a lot, not only financial but also the technically or physically, all kinds of supporting we really need. Because according to our data, most of the traffic women's who they are, escape from their traffic, so then they feel some kind of the trauma and stigma. So that's why we have to take care of them. So when they are back to the community, most of the women, they don't want to go back to their own community because of the community is also blame them and also discriminate again. So that's why this kind of thing we have to promote, support this kind of the victim or survivor. So then we have to policy to strongly support this thing also. So then, there is important things at the ground to the international level. No?
Since the 2021 coup, women and children across Myanmar have been targeted by the military, particularly in states and regions not under its control. So how do you document and raise awareness about these crimes?
In the ground, we also have, directly or indirectly support to the women survivor, not only women, no, but also the family member and also the civilians, like emergency support or something they really need. So then in that case, especially the military side is also tracking to the people who are give support this thing. And also before this military attempt, the coup, we also some kind of give assistance for the legal assistance, no? Something and to find the justice. But now it is also a big challenges when we are doing this thing because most of the perpetrators are part of the military and they are crony and also the officer or they are directly related to the military. So that's why it is very difficult to find the justice. So now is also, even though we give some kind of the emergency support like a rice or oil or to the community, it is also we can take a rest anytime. And also sometimes the checkpoint they also take all of this thing. They never take care, never care and never respect to the human right or women right. So that's why there is also a big challenges for us, and the security is the most high, challenges for us.
How is the nationwide conflict, which began after the uprising to the coup, making women more vulnerable to human trafficking or gender-based violence?
According to our data, there is increasing this kind of the gender-based violence cases, including the sexual violence and sexual harassment. All kinds of this, the case is more and more happen in the ground, because now the women's community are more aware about we have to involve in this political change and to have the peaceful country in Burma. So that's why all of the women's are actively involved in this, the movement. So not only doing the revolution, the currently PDF soldier, so many of the young women are also joining to fight against this, the military dictatorship. So then every sector, every level, women are actively involved. So then in that situation is also the women facing a lot of the sexual abuses and sexual harassment, and sometimes in detaining, the police took arrest to the women activists or something like that. They also facing this kind of the sexual harassment and sexual abuse by the security sector. So there is also a big problem ongoing. So that's why, based on our data and according to our research, is also now is increasing the number of the gender-based violence.
So from your experience working in different areas, have you observed certain places where women face particularly high levels of risk?
As WLB is ongoing talking and working for promoting the women participation. So then when women participate in the decision-making body, for example, like the current political landscape, so then they also facing, a lot of challenges, because mostly we are promoting, the leadership role for the young people. So then as WLB are also, train a lot of the young people to take leadership role, not only in the community level, but also the political and every level they have to, take responsible as a leadership role. So then especially for the young women, they're facing a lot of challenges. Sometimes they are, discuss very important issue, or they raise the voice from the ground or something like that. Most of the, men leader don't want to listen. And okay, next time you have to discard or something like that. And then this kind of thing is also not directly physical, but also the mentally abuse or some kind of, this thing. So then some women are afraid to participate in this decision making, but because of they don't want to, engage this kind of thing. So there is also a big challenges for the especially young women. No?
You co-wrote an op-ed for DVB English News for the 16-day campaign to end gender-based violence, to raise awareness and visibility of the plight of women and girls who are victims of violence. How has violence against women and girls increased in Myanmar?
Because of the armed conflict and ongoing, the civil war happen, the women and girls and children are the most vulnerable people because of this armed conflict. So then now is also increasing this kind of the gender-based violence, the number of gender-based violence, because now at the IDP camp or the community, mostly they're facing suffering and difficulty situation. So then most of the men are drunk, so when they are back from the outside or they abuse to the wives or children or this kind of domestic violence is also increasing. At the same time, the outside the community, like society, is also more discrimination to women, because the current situation, everybody are not same like before. So then they're facing a lot of difficulty situation. They're fighting, they earn money, and there is economic crisis, and everything is directly affect to the civilian. So then there is directly or indirectly affect to the women's and young children's, more increasing this kind of the number of the gender-based violence.
So looking back since the campaign began, what positive changes have you seen take shape?
There is also a lot of positive changing we can see. Now most of the community are understand about this 16-day activism. So then when this, this period, we also talking and sharing the experience, exchanging, and also the ground situation, we, sharing each other, and we are strongly talking about the end sexual violence in conflict, and also all kinds of the violence against the women. So that's why this kind of the activity is more than 10 years we have to chance to work in the country. So that's why many of the people already aware that. And then some of the, the men leader are also aware this thing, and then they are actively joining to this our campaign. So that's why some kind of changing, some community, for example, like in the ER control area, they have their own activity and their own the policy and to stop this, this thing, this issue. So this kind of the affecting we have. So then long years of, working in this campaign is also many of positive changing we have.
For those outside of Myanmar who want to help your work and the Women's League of Burma, what's the most meaningful way they can support?
As the WLB is working through our 12 women organization, our member organization, they are also strongly work for their own community. So that's why through the WLB is really effective and powerful supporting to the community, not only to the community but also the political change, because the WLB is strongly work for the politic change, the system change, and also fight against all kind of dictatorship. So that's why they can directly, support to us through the WLB. Then all of this support will be reached to the right person or the right activity or something like that. So then we really welcome to the, the outside international community to strongly support not only WLB, but also through our network women organization is also strongly work for the community and for the country. So that's why their support is really important, not only financially, but also morally support and technically supporting is also really helpful for us.
So are there any particular initiatives that you are planning?
because of the current the country situation, we have to do a lot. So then sometimes we feel so tired, you know. Every things we have to helping and supporting and working. At the same time, we have to do a lot of things. Yeah, however, we are more focused for the policy changing and also ensure all this important issue to put in the constitution and also to the policy. So then the one of important we are focus is the women, peace and security. So then the conflict situation, this women, peace and security issue is very important. So under this protection, prevention, and also give support to the survivor, and also to ensure their how can we say that institution reforming. So then transitional justice issue is also the most important for our future, the country to have the justice, justice and peace, peaceful country. So then all of this is important. So then as WLB, we will be focused on that. At the same time, we also, train and empower to the women, especially young women, to take responsible at the leadership role, because more women participation in decision making will be changing a lot of things in society or the system and political change. So then we can get, we hope that in the future we will have the, genuine peace in the country.
When you imagine a better future for women in Myanmar, especially those living in conflict affected areas, what does that look like? I mean, how can we achieve this?
Especially, the conflict affected area. Now is the cross country, the conflict affected area. Before is only the ethnic area. So then now is cross country, the whole country facing this the conflict affected things. So then we should promote every sector or every stakeholder should recognize women participation in decision making. Not only this, talking about women participation, their action is also very important. So then action means that they should, support or empower to their women, then to take this kind of the leadership role. So at the same time, they also need to strengthening their justice mechanism. So then now, like ethnic control area, they can start from their territory. So then the justice system is also very important, like a gender perspective, or we have to inclusive to strengthening this justice mechanism. So then we can find the justice to all of the survivor, not only women. So then we can say that in the future country will be more peaceful. So if there is no justice, it will be continue fighting, or we cannot see this peace.
So how do you see education fitting into that picture?
So now some like a private school or like a ERO control area, the school, they are also start include their curriculum or something like that. And also some of our member organization is also strongly work in this issue to put in their curriculum at their education system. So then all these things will be start from their school, not only like a high school, but also the nursery to primary, or every level. We have to put this all important issue to their own curriculum. So then their, the government role is also important. Like government mean that who are take responsible as a government activity or something like that. So then the leader, all of the leader should also support in these things. It will be, we can get the future, they put better.
So as we wrap up, is there anything else that you would like to share?
Thank you so much for taking interviewing because this issue is very important, not only for the women community, so but also all of the civilians. They are facing a lot of challenges and difficulty. So then we really hope that through this, our exchange and the interview, some can get the information, then some can change the policy, or especially, the leadership role is also very important to put this important thing to their policy, strong policy, and then the action plan. So then at the same time, the other international community role is also important, not directly, not engaged to the military. Please, because of long civil war. Why this long civil war happening? Never stop this civil war in Burma. Is the international community is still engaged with the terrorist military. So that's why have to stop and review their policy again, and then listen to the civilians, our voice, and also the women's voice. Thank you.